So if you're a mobile gamer, it's been a pretty freaking good time for you recently. We've had so many gaming smartphones launched, the likes of the Black Shark 4, the ROG Phone 5, the Red Magic 6, and now they've all been joined by the Lenovo... that up, didn't I? The Lenovo Legion Duel 2, successor to last year's excellent Legion Duel smartphone, packed to the gills with gaming features, premium specs, and another highly suggestive pop-up selfie cam. So let's whip the Legion Duel 2 out of the box, take you on a full-on tour of the hardware, the software, and all of those gaming features. I'm going to give it a full-on testing with some hardcore Genshin Impact action as well. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So as with most gaming smartphones, the Legion Duel 2 comes in an absolute whopper of a box, and a very black box it is as well. This bad boy can be pre-ordered from today, and it will be available mid-May from €799 for the 12 gig of RAM version with 256 gigs of storage. As the actual phone itself, I do like the way that it dramatically rises out of the box as you open it up, although I seem to recall the original Legion Duel had some sort of crazy sound effects to go with it. And this kind of opens up. Oh! And there is the mantra right there: stylish outside, savage inside. Just like me then. Rawr. You also get one stylish pokey pin device, one Type-C USB to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter, a proper hardcore protective shell with a massive gap in the middle for the RGB lights, the camera lenses, and the fan vents. You've also got two USB cables to support the dual charging on this smartphone, which I'll bang on about in a bit, and a very funky looking and very unique power adapter which has support for those two USB cables. Alrighty then, that is the box. Now let's check out the good stuff. Alright, so here is the Lenovo Legion Phone Duel 2 in all of its splendor, and first off, oh my god, it's one heavy ass brick of a smartphone. This whopper is 259 grams, so just as hefty, if not heavier, than most other gaming smartphones out there. It's actually constructed from 3 separate pieces of glass here on the back with a metal chassis wrapped all around it. Certainly quite clearly a gaming smartphone from the second you pick it up. As you can see there, the central section is raised up from the rest of the smartphone, but it does feel nicely balanced when you clutch it like so for your mobile gaming. This here is the ultimate black model, but you can also grab the Lenovo Legion Phone Duel 2 in titanium white if you fancy something a bit brighter. And I've actually just accidentally turned the Legion Duel 2 on, and as you can see there, the RGB lights are already flashing away on that arse end. There's of course an obligatory part of any gaming smartphone these days. You do get a Gorilla Glass 5 display as well to help protect it from any scratches and scuffs, but there's no IP water resistance or anything as you would expect, because there are several quite gaping obvious ports and vents and things like that scattered about. And if you open the SIM tray on the Lenovo Legion Duel phone, you see you've got space in here for... oh geez, not too much whiskey before starting the bloody video. You'll see you've got space in here for 2 SIM cards at once, SIM 1 and SIM 2, but no micro SD memory card support, although thankfully the Legion Duel Phone 2 does come with either 256 or 512 gigs of storage. So touch wood, that should prove absolutely fine, even if you go for the base 256 gig model for carrying around buttloads of games at the same time. And as you can see, you've got Legion OS version 12.5 slathered on top of Android 11. I'm just going to get the phone all set up now. Alright, so we're all set up, good to go here on the Lenovo Duel Phone, Legion Phone Duel Phone 2. I always stumble over the bloody name, it's so clunky. And as I mentioned before, Android 11 with a good bit of that Legion UI slapped on top. Doesn't really change it up too much, to be honest. It's mostly a stock Android experience. As you can see, you've got your apps tray and everything. You do have a snazzy gamer background though, and you do have some stylistic changes thrown in there to the icons and the rest. You pull down the notifications bar, as you can see. The general look and vibe of that is quite different from standard Android. You've got a small number of different themed wallpapers, static and dynamic, that you can choose between. Otherwise, of course, set your own. But as with most gamer smartphones, you do have a specific gaming hub where you can access all of your games and the major gaming features as well. Sadly, there's no cool little switch to flick, unlike the likes of the ROG Phone. All it is a quick tap of this app down here. You get a funky animation, bit of vibration action, and you're in. And this will automatically be stocked up with any Android games that you download. As you can see, I've just got a couple on the go for now. You can also access the Legion Assistant by tapping this little icon up here. And that just gives you access to a whole bunch of settings and features. So if you're playing a really demanding title, you've got the performance boost option as well as the network boost, which you can use for any online titles like Call of Duty or PUBG. And some other handy bits like disabling that adaptive brightness so you're not caught out mid-game. And the Legion Realm also gives you fast access to an app store online where you can download fresh titles. You've got the network section, which is basically like a kind of a social hub where you can hook up with other gamers and chat about your favorite titles, swap tips, all that good stuff. Otherwise, you can see not a huge number of English users right now. Hello. Lost my train of thought. And you've also got a news section as well if you just want some gaming headlines, but I'd imagine that most people who would get a gaming smartphone have their own dedicated gaming news sources that they use. And just before we dive into the gaming test, the battery test, all that good stuff, I've got to say as well, the design of the Legion Duel Phone 2, whatever the hell it's called, might be well suited to holding it like so and actually using it as a gaming machine, but when you're holding it like so as an actual smartphone, that central bump is slightly awkward. It's not terrible by any means, and you'd probably get used to it over time, but suddenly you do feel that central reservation bit sort of jutting into your palm. It's not particularly comfortable. So when you get your game on, you're going to want a nice spacious view of the action, and the Legion Duel 2 certainly provides that with its Godzilla-sized 6.92-inch AMOLED screen. It is only a full HD plus resolution, but the images are still nice and crisp, despite the gargantuan size, if not quite as strong as some rivals like the ROG Phone 5 with its Quad HD plus display. You do get full HDR10 Plus support, however, with a dynamic engine that can enhance the contrast in any Android game to give you clearer visibility in those darker areas. Note, however, that at the time I shot this, the Legion Duel 2 did not offer any support for Netflix or Disney Plus, so I could not download those apps via the App Store, and even when I sideloaded them, they refused to even let me sign in and stream anything at all. You got a full view finish here thanks to that cheeky little pop-up camera, which I may have possibly mentioned once or twice before. You've also got a 144Hz refresh rate support as well, so nice smooth visuals, and the top brightness maxes out at 1300 nits, so certainly even on a bright sunshiny day you can get your gaming on the go outside. Like pretty much every gaming smartphone out there, the Lenovo Legion Duel 2 also offers a pair of front-facing stereo speakers which offer nice, clear, crisp, loud output. Although unfortunately there is no dedicated headphone jack if you want to plug in a pair of earphones, headphones, a headset, whatever, so you will have to use a dongle for that. Either that or a good bit of Bluetooth action, of course, and I found that the Bluetooth support on here was impeccable. Nice, crisp, clear audio streaming, even at a decent range. And naturally you got full Dolby Atmos support as well to give you that lovely surround sound effect. Now you would of course expect performance to be rather good on a gaming smartphone, and sure enough, thanks to the Snapdragon 888 chipset backed by the 12 or 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, the Legion Phone Duel 2 absolutely pissed its way through the likes of Call of Duty, PUBG and other games. Of course, even fairly budget smartphones can handle those no problem, so what I got on the go was a bit of Genshin Impact on maximum detail settings at 60 frames per second. That is the kind of challenge that I always throw at these dick swinging gaming phones, and I was definitely pleased on the whole with the results, even if they weren't quite as strong as that ROG Phone 5. I used the Game Bench Android benchmarking software to monitor the performance over a long Genshin Impact session. I had the dual fan cooling active and bumped up to the maximum level, and I found that the median frame rate was about 59 frames per second. So you do get smooth performance almost all of the time, although I did occasionally see a dip to around 40-45 frames per second during really intense combat. That was fairly rare. That was just with the default settings and everything as well. When I jumped into Rampage mode using that pull down in-game menu, the frame rate never dropped below 50 frames per second, and it stuck much more closely to that 60 frames per second maximum level. And for fans of online blasters like Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, well, the good news is the connectivity is again shit hot here on the Legion Phone Duel 2. You've got a good bit of 5G support thanks to the Snapdragon 888 and its built-in X60 modem. You've also got a good bit of Wi-Fi 6 support. Exactly what you'd expect from a premium gaming smartphone in 2021. Of course, any smartphone that's going to take on the challenge of an overclocked Genshin Impact at 60 frames per second is going to need a dedicated cooling system to avoid basically bursting into flames. And thankfully, the Legion Phone Duel 2 apparently boasts a cooling system that's 30% more effective than the previous effort. Like other gaming smartphones, this involves multiple cooling methods, including a massive internal vapor chamber. You've got copper pillars in there and 4 graphite layers. And when things do get proper sweaty, you've got twin turbo fans which can blast that hot air out of the smartphone via copper wind tunnels right out that back end, right down the middle, away from your fingers. And surprisingly, these only reach a top noise level of 27 decibels even when they go in full pelt, so they're certainly surprisingly quiet compared with the wind turbine that was the Red Magic 6. Lenovo has sensibly concentrated all of the main components like the Snapdragon 888 in this central reservation away from your hands while you are gaming, and I've certainly noticed that central reservation to get really rather toasty when I've been doing Genshin Impact for between half an hour and an hour, and if your fingers do stray in that direction, then certainly you'll be like, ooh, that's a bit warm. And I did also notice after an hour or so that the screen itself started to get quite warm as well, although thankfully not to an uncomfortable level. The internal temperature of the phone hovered around the 43-44 degree mark with the fans on max until I fired up that Rampage mode, at which point it climbed immediately to 49 degrees and then hovered there indefinitely as well. I certainly didn't notice any throttling at all on that top level as well, so that's definitely a good sign. The battery does drain rather worryingly fast at times, however, so for instance playing Genshin with those dual fans on turbo mode, you will get less than 2.5 hours of playtime from a full charge of the 5,500 mAh battery. However, less demanding games definitely stretch out that battery life quite considerably, so like Call of Duty Mobile, I didn't bother turning on the fans because the phone could quite comfortably handle that, even on the higher detail settings and maxed out frame rate, and I found that then you'd get between 5 to 6 hours of life from a single charge. And once again, like the original Legion Duel phone, you've got a dual battery design here, so you've actually got 2 USB ports, one down below and then one on the edge here as well. So you can plug in 2 USB cables, get it double charging, so that 5,500 mAh battery will be filled in just 30 minutes. Alternatively, when you are gaming, you can just keep the phone plugged in and that edge port to keep the Legion powered up and use the bypass mode to avoid charging the battery at the same time so the phone does not get super hot and throttle. You've also got what Lenovo terms an octa trigger setup here, so you've got technically 2 shoulder buttons either side, L1, L2 and R1, R2, plus you've got an M1 and M2 trigger on the back end, and then also the L3 and R3 pressure points on the screen. However, I did find that the L1 and L2 and R1 and R2 trigger buttons are really close together and there's no real easy way of discerning which is which. Certainly I tried using them both for around half an hour or so on Genshin Impact and then I just friggin' gave up. And I'm also personally not a fan of setting up pressure points on the display as well to act as further controls, because I find in high pressure games like Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, stuff like that, I get startled, I accidentally press a bit too hard on the screen and then activate them. However, I found just using the single trigger buttons, then that M1 and M2 effort round back as well, worked perfectly for likes of Genshin Impact, Call of Duty. It meant your thumbs on trying to do 12 things at once. And also here you've got screen responsiveness of 720 Hz, so every poke and prod on that display is instantly replicated in game. You've also got some dual haptics tech here as well. You've got a couple of different haptic motors, one either side of the smartphone, which is supposed to give a really nice deep rumble effect for supported games. Unfortunately, like some Genshin and Call of Duty Mobile, not currently supported. And then of course there's that obligatory RGB arse lighting as well, which can be fully customized from within the settings here on the Legion Phone Duel 2. And you can use this to dazzle any passerbys while you're busy gaming. You can also use it as a glorified notifications light as well. As for your online chats and the rest, we got 4 microphones dotted around the Legion Phone Duel 2, so I can clearly pick up your voice as you're mocking your mates while you're spraying bullets into their still twitching corpse. I certainly had no trouble picking up my voice in my personal tests. And then yes, there is that endlessly entertaining 44 megapixel pop-up selfie camera, which uses Samsung's GH1 Plus sensor, complete with autofocus tech as well, so your online opponents get a good old look at your gun and face. And via that little pull down in-game menu, you've got one-tap fast access to live streaming via YouTube or Twitch as well, nice and simple. Oh, and it wasn't even brought up in our briefing that we had, but you do of course get a rear camera here on the Legion Duel 2 as well. It's a 64 megapixel primary snapper and a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter. And they're there if you want to use them. Nah. So that right there's my full gaming test and review of the Legion Phone Duel 2, and certainly it is up there with most other premium gaming smartphones, although my personal favourite is still the Asus ROG 5, which offers incredible performance, and of course you've got that fantastic accessory support as well. But for €799, it's quite a nice little price, and they've got a very distinctive design and everything as well, so it'd be great to hear your own personal thoughts on the Lenovo Legion Phone Duel 2 down below. Please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and I will be comparing the best gaming smartphones of 2021 really soon as well, so stay tuned for that. Have yourselves a bloody lovely rest of the weekend. Cheers everyone, love you.